And I also like to say, and I'm glad the Minister's in the House today to listen to the debate on this issue, because there are many real people out there and real stories out there. And a couple of weeks ago, Carlock, I had the privilege of meeting one such person. Mrs. Lucia O'Farrell from Maharaboy, Carrickmacross, County Monaghan, came to Dublin to meet me in the Dáil because about her son Shane. Her beautiful son Shane was killed on the 2nd of August 2011. He was a young student here in college in Dublin, and he was hit by a hit-and-run person and killed on the side of the road while that person was out on bail. Now, she had written to everybody. She made her case. She had written to the Attorney General. She had written to the Minister for Justice. I actually raised her case in the Dáil, and everybody basically said there was nothing that could be done about it. And there was the example of a case. And the reason I raised this case, Carla, and it's very relevant, because the family themselves feel they've been let down by the justice system, because there was a number of incidents happened prior to Shane's death in this hit-and-run killing. And what she describes it very, very clearly, a hit-and-run murder. An hour before her son Shane was killed, the particular individuals were pulled up in our area at a Garda checkpoint, and there was no alcohol on the driver. The driver was asked to switch as he was also uninsured. This implied that an hour later he was alcohol-free when he murdered her son Shane. This was not a Garda checkpoint. This was an unmarked drug squad car sitting in the ditch, and they pulled up this car as the registration was flagged on their system. No breathalyzer was used, no drug test on the side of the road. They were asked them to switch the drivers, and they were searched. They were waved on. Our family wanted to stand up and tell the truth, but we knew that that was not allowed. Unfortunately, we are law-abiding people, and we expected the state to do what they expected to do their job. Now, this is a letter from Mrs. Lucy O'Farrell, the mother of the victim in this particular case. And there are serious questions to answer in relation to this issue. What was going on in relation to these people and these people involved in her son? And she quotes in her letter as well, and I think it's appropriate that I mention it. She say her lovely son Shane would frequently say, "You are guilty of all the wrong you do, but you are guilty of all the good you don't do as well." And how right he is, a Carlock, when I listen to this debate. So what I'm saying is, you have the Minister in the House today, I'd ask them to look at the Shane O'Farrell case, the 2nd of August 2011, and find out what's going on there. I'd also like, and I'll be contacting the Minister for Justice again on this particular issue. But I'd like to ask about, what about Shane's human rights? What about Shane's constitutional rights? This case should have been about Shane, not about hiding the truth, so people don't get into trouble. And the particular individual in this case got off scot-free in relation to this issue. And I make this point in relation to the debate today because I think it's very, very important that we mention it, that there are real families out there, there are real people hurting, and there are real victims out there. And I'd say once again, Minister, I know it's not your brief justice, but in relation to this particular issue, I would urge you to look very closely at the Shane O'Farrell case.